A lot of people over 50 think their glutes are getting weaker because they are just getting older. But that's usually not the real reason. And honestly, that belief causes more damage than the aging itself. Because once you believe your body is simply declining, you stop expecting it to respond. You stop trusting movement. You stop feeling connected to parts of your body that used to feel automatic. And one of the first places that disconnect shows up is in the glutes, not just in strength, but in balance, in walking, in climbing stairs, in standing up without hesitation, even in the quiet confidence your body used to have when moving through normal life. What surprises many people is this. Your glutes often don't become weak first. They become absent, almost like the brain slowly forgets how to fully use them. And when that happens, other muscles begin taking over. Your lower back tightens, your hips feel stiff, your knees start carrying loads they were never designed to handle alone. You may stretch more, walk more, even do exercises you've seen online. But if the glutes aren't properly reconnecting, the body simply keeps compensating, and after a while, you start feeling older in movement before you actually are. That's the part nobody really explains. Most fitness advice for people over 50 focuses on intensity, more reps, more resistance, lift harder. But many bodies at this stage of life don't need more force first. They need reconnection. There's a major difference between exercising a muscle and waking it back up. And once you understand that difference, everything starts making more sense. Why some people walk every day but still feel unstable. Why the hips tighten after sitting. Why getting up from a chair sometimes feels strangely heavy. It's not laziness. It's not weakness of character. Your body has simply adapted to years of altered movement patterns. And those adaptations happen quietly. Think about how many hours the average person spends sitting now, driving, working, watching television, reading more because movement feels uncomfortable. Over time, the hips stay bent for so long that the brain starts relying less on the glutes and more on the front of the legs and lower back. The body is incredibly intelligent. It always finds a workaround. But workarounds come with consequences. Imagine a team where one strong worker slowly stops showing up. At first, everyone else compensates, but eventually, the entire system becomes exhausted. That's exactly what happens in the body. Research from experts studying aging and movement has shown something very interesting. Many adults don't fully lose muscle first. They lose efficient muscle activation. In simple language, the muscle is still there, but the communication becomes weaker, almost like a dimmer switch instead of a light turning fully on. And when glute activation decreases, stability throughout the body changes. Walking becomes less fluid, posture shifts forward, the pelvis stiffens, balance reactions slow down. Sometimes people blame their knees, sometimes they blame their back, but the deeper issue began higher up. And here's the hopeful part. The body can relearn, much faster than most people think, especially when movements are gentle, intentional, and designed to restore communication, not just burn calories. That's why many aggressive workout programs fail for adults over 50. They try to strengthen muscles that the nervous system isn't even properly using yet. It's like trying to make a disconnected lamp brighter. By changing the bulb, the connection itself has to come first. And once that connection starts returning, people often notice surprising changes. Walking feels smoother. Standing feels lighter. Even confidence improves because the body no longer feels unpredictable. You begin trusting your movements again. That emotional shift matters more than most people realize, because fear changes movement too. When the body feels unstable, people unconsciously move smaller, more cautiously, shorter steps, less hip movement, less power. Over time, that cautious movement creates even more weakness. So today, we're not starting with punishing exercises. We're starting with restoration. The first movement may look simple. Too simple, honestly. But there's a reason physical therapists and movement specialists continue using variations of it over and over again with older adults. Because when done correctly, it reconnects one of the most forgotten movement patterns in the body. And once this pattern returns, The glutes finally begin participating again instead of staying silent. The first exercise is the glute bridge, but not the rushed version most people do. This version is slower, more intentional, and far more powerful for rebuilding connection. Here's how to do it. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Keep your feet about hip width apart. Now before lifting anything, pause. This matters. Most people immediately push upward using the lower back. Instead, think about gently pressing your feet into the floor, as if the floor is helping lift you. Then slowly, raise your hips, not high, just enough to create a straight line from the knees to the shoulders. And here's the important part. At the top, don't rush back down. Stay there for 2 slow breaths. Imagine the muscles in the back of your hips waking up and supporting you. Not squeezing aggressively, supporting. You may notice shaking at first, that's okay. Shaking often means muscles are reconnecting after being underused for a long time. Then lower slowly, very slowly, almost as if you're placing each part of the spine back onto the floor one piece at a time. Do this for about 8 to 10 repetitions. And while it seems gentle, something important is happening internally. The brain is relearning how to recruit the glutes during hip extension. One of the most essential movement patterns for walking, climbing stairs, and protecting the lower back. Controlled glute activation during hip extension. Many people actually feel emotional relief after practicing this consistently for a week or two, because the body starts feeling cooperative again instead of resistant. You may notice less stiffness getting out of bed, less pressure in the lower back, more steadiness standing in the kitchen or walking through the house. Small changes at first, but meaningful ones. And what's fascinating is that this first exercise prepares the body for the second movement in a very specific way. Because once the glutes begin waking up lying down, the next challenge is teaching them to support you while upright. And that's where most people discover the real reason balance, confidence, and lower body strength started fading in the first place. Because strength is only truly useful when the body feels safe enough to use it. And that brings us to the second exercise. This one looks even more ordinary from the outside. But internally, it teaches the body something many people slowly lose over time. How to trust a single leg again, not through force, through stability. The exercise is called the supported step back, and it's incredibly effective because it retrains balance, posture, and glute coordination at the same time. Most people over 50 don't actually stop moving because they're weak. They stop moving naturally because the body begins sensing instability. That instability creates hesitation, and hesitation quietly changes everything. You walk a little slower, you avoid certain movements, you brace before stairs, you unconsciously tighten the hips. Eventually, the nervous system starts treating movement like something risky instead of something automatic. This exercise helps reverse that pattern. Here's how to do it. Stand near a wall, kitchen, counter, or sturdy chair. Not because you're fragile, because support allows the nervous system to relax enough to learn. Place one hand lightly on the surface. Now stand tall, but don't force your posture. Just imagine a gentle string lifting the top of your head upward. Then slowly step 1 foot backward, not far, a comfortable step. As the foot moves back, most of your weight stays on the front leg. And this is where the magic happens. The glute of the standing leg begins activating to stabilize your pelvis and control your balance. That's its real job in daily life. Not just lifting weights, protecting your movement. Now gently press through the heel of the front foot and return to standing. Slowly, quickly controlled. Then repeat. About 6 to 8 times per side. And don't worry if your balance feels uncertain at first. That uncertainty is information, not failure. Your nervous system is simply relearning coordination pathways that may have been underused for years. Balance confidence increases with controlled single-leg stability. One important coaching cue: try not to lean forward too much. If you notice the chest collapsing or the shoulders tightening, pause and reset. Because this exercise is not only training muscles, it's teaching your body how to organize itself again. And when that organization improves, people often notice surprising changes outside exercise. Standing in line feels easier. Walking through grocery stores feels less tiring. Getting out of the car feels smoother. Even posture changes without consciously trying to stand straighter. Because posture is often the result of stability, not force. That's something many people never get told. You don't create lasting posture by constantly pulling your shoulders back. You create it when the body feels supported from underneath. When the hips stabilize properly, the spine relaxes. When the glutes participate again, the body stops gripping everywhere else. And perhaps most importantly, movement stops feeling stressful. That emotional change matters more than most people realize. Because when people stop fearing movement, they naturally begin moving more. And more movement creates more circulation, more confidence, more energy. It becomes a positive cycle instead of a declining one. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, these exercises seem almost too simple, that reaction is completely understandable. Many people have been conditioned to believe results only come from intensity. But the body doesn't heal through punishment, especially not after 50. It adapts through consistency, safety, and clear communication. In fact, several movement specialists and rehabilitation experts have observed that slower, controlled movement often improves muscle recruitment and balance more effectively in older adults than aggressive training done with poor coordination. Because the nervous system pays attention to quality, not just effort. And that's why these exercises work differently. They're not trying to overpower your body. They're teaching it to trust itself again. That's a completely different process. And if you practice these consistently, even for just a few minutes a day, you may begin noticing subtle shifts within the first couple of weeks. Not dramatic transformations, real ones. You may catch yourself walking faster without thinking about it, or standing from a chair with less momentum, or realizing your lower back doesn't tighten as quickly. These are often the first signs the glutes are reconnecting. And over time, those small shifts become larger changes because independence is built from small moments. The ability to carry groceries comfortably, to climb stairs without mentally preparing first, to walk through a parking lot feeling steady instead of cautious, to trust your body again in ordinary life. That's what people truly miss when strength declines, not athletic performance, freedom. And one beautiful thing happens when the body starts feeling more reliable again. The mind becomes calmer too. You stop constantly calculating every movement. You stop wondering if your knees will hurt afterward. You stop feeling disconnected from your own body. That emotional relief is real. If you've made it this far in the video, I genuinely love to hear from you. Tell me your name, your age, and where you're watching from. And if you feel comfortable, share the biggest change you've noticed in your body over the years, or the movement that feels hardest right now. You'll probably discover many people here understand exactly what you're experiencing. And sometimes that alone can feel surprisingly healing. Because so many adults quietly believe they're the only ones struggling with stiffness, weakness, or loss of confidence. But you're not even close. And more importantly, your body is likely far more adaptable than you've been led to believe. One of the biggest myths about aging is that decline is completely fixed. That once muscles weaken or balance changes, nothing meaningful can improve. But the body continues adapting throughout life. Even later decades, especially when movement is introduced in ways the nervous system can actually accept and use. That doesn't mean becoming 25 again. That's not the goal. The goal is something much more valuable. Feeling capable, feeling stable, feeling comfortable moving through your own life again. And many people are surprised by how quickly the body responds once it finally receives the right kind of input. Not punishment, not shame, not exhausting routines. Just intelligent movement, consistent movement, supportive movement. Because your body has never been trying to work against you. It has been protecting you the best way it knows how. And when you begin working with it, instead of fighting it, things can change, quietly at first. then noticeably, and eventually, deeply. So if today's video helped you see your body differently, even slightly, let me know in the comments. And if there's someone in your life who's been feeling discouraged about aging, balance, or strength, consider sharing this with them too. Sometimes hope begins with finally understanding what's actually happening. And if you want, subscribe and stay with us here, because in the next videos, we're going to continue rebuilding strength in a way that feels sustainable, calming, and realistic for real life. Not just exercise for the sake of exercise, but movement that helps you feel like yourself again.